The Teal Mask DLC is finally out, which means you can now access Dipplin, one of the new obtainable Pokemon in the DLC, and into the Pokemon world and franchise. It already looks incredible as this bright red gooey candy apple, but its shiny looks even better, almost like it was dipped in gold. Dipplin also brought to the game a brand new ability to lower evasiveness when sent into battle, and the new move it also brought, called Syrup Bomb, is equally unique and special. But even the shiny version changes the animation and the color of the sludge once the attack is launched, which is a detail I find incredible, because I think it's the first time we're seeing a move affected by whether or not the Pokemon is shiny or not. All in all, Dipplin is a great addition to the Pokedex, and a great addition to a shiny dex of your own. So here's how you can obtain a shiny Dipplin. You'll first need to hunt for a shiny Applin. Back when the game was initially released, Applin was included already, and there was a fun trick out there you could set up to get a shiny Applin pretty much AFK, really easily. I did a video on it, and I'm so glad many people were able to watch it and get a shiny Applin in preparation for a shiny Dipplin. I hadn't done this in advance, so it was actually during a stream that we did this setup and managed to eventually get a shiny Applin to spawn in rather quickly.
Mavostiv's name? Is that the shiny? Oh. Yeah, I think we got it. Shiny Applin. There he is!
The location for this is the Tag Tree Thicket. There's 2 trees near the Team Star base you'll be wanting to set up near. You'll also need to place down a sandwich with all the buffs for Dragon Pokemon, a level 3 sandwich of it. And I used the simple 1 cucumber, 1 pickle, 3 avocado, and 2 herbs sandwich to get this ball rolling. You'll notice an Applin spawn in one specific tree, and you'll want to set this up to where there's a loop happening between an Applin falling, getting knocked out in an auto battle, another one spawning in and then falling, and having it continue like that. I usually stick with my beloved Shinpao, but you can use other Pokemon for this, including other legendaries if you'd like, but it definitely does work with different Pokemon. I think the most common might be Koraidon or Miraidon, but you can totally do it without a second one of those. You'll position yourself near the other tree close to the Team Star base, and ideally, you'll be able to see an Applin spawn in that spot once one has fallen and is getting knocked out. It can be a little finicky at times, but it's simple to get back up and running, and once you're able to, you can sit back and watch as the clock rolls by and the encounters continue. You don't even have to worry about Chien-Pao or your legendary or whoever knocking the shiny out, since shiny Pokemon cannot be knocked out during auto battles, and the shiny will simply stay hanging in the tree. Eventually, you'll get one. As I said, it's a pretty quick and easy method. I think I got one, within 2 sandwiches every time. Like I said, we got this one on stream and then evolved it into that golden Dipplin. Similar to the other evolutions, it is based on an apple. A sweet apple for Appleton, a tart one for Flapple, and a new syrup apple for Dipplin. You'll be able to find many sweet and tart apples around the apple orchard at Apple Hills and the Tag Tree Thicket, but even more so at Apple Hills. There are so many apples on the ground. It's like every sparkle on the ground is going to be a sweet or tart apple. However, you're going to need a different one if you want to get Dipplin. To find the syrup apples, you'll want to head over to this shack on the map. It's located within the Mossville confluence, a small shack that you can't really interact with, but there's a tiny apple orchard and a fruit stand that sells syrupy apples for 500 Pokedollars. So you will need to get some money to get the apple and to evolve Applin, but it's not too much.
No money. No money. Let me go get money. Sell it. Or battle him.
And ta-da, you got the shiny one. Now, although the AFK shiny hunt is pretty neat, pretty easy, I do recommend it. It's not the only way to do things though. In fact, you can easily hunt for a Kitakami Applin. I wouldn't blame you if you never noticed, but there was tons of Applin hiding away in the apple orchards within Kitakami. Like, literally hiding away in the apple orchards. You can see them in the trees. Well, some are easier to spot than others, but if you keep your eyes peeled, you'll definitely notice these apples, their pinkish hue, and then the green worm that's holding on. Unfortunately, the previous trick of setting up some sort of auto battle and spawn loop isn't really possible in Kitakami, which makes sense because the AFK hunt is it's a rather specific setup with circumstances that allows for it to happen, but the orchard spawns a lot of Applin once you put up a level 3 dragon sandwich, and it's just about the only spawn you're gonna see. It's perfect for the hunt, and honestly, hunting for shiny Applin by running around the orchard and keeping my eyes peeled for possible green that isn't just leaves is pretty fun at first. I just love to see Applin hanging out in the apple orchards like it should, because that just is such a good natural environment. The way they hang is pretty funny and more clearly seen, and same goes for the worm. You can now clearly see the worm a whole lot better. A tree can sometimes hold 2 of them, and you can spend your time checking trees or auto-battling with them still as your shiny sandwich ticks and you hope for a shiny to appear. However, the apple fields near the main tower aren't the only spot for spawning Applin. The other great location is the place that holds the Syrupy Apples, of course. Although there aren't as many apple trees in this little orchard, you can still find Applin hiding in there. And once you've put up the dragon sparkling sandwich, you'll see more of them. If you're doing this hunt at night though, you might run into a lot of Noibat when putting up the dragon sandwich. There's still Applin spawns of course, and even the rarer Appleton and Flapple spawns, which I really love to see. Because those things were never available in the tag tree thicket. You had to use the apples, of course. But here, they are out and about as kind of a rare spawn, it seems. But if you don't mind getting a shiny Noibat at the same time, this might happen. It might be an ideal spot to run into, because it's really just one big open field. And that happened to me. I actually ran into a shiny Noibat just randomly as I was heading over to that location, and then evolved it up, and once I was able to do so, was able to use it as a pretty good auto battler. So all in all, it's a really great shiny anyway. I recommend you going for it. And this is a great place to find shiny Noibat because there are so many Noibat, as well as some Applin spawns. However, hunting for Applin in this location during the day is a bit more chaotic, since even with a Dragon 3, like level 3 sandwich setup, with encounter power and whatnot, there's a lot of other Pokemon still spawning. And some are taking up slots that could be apple buddies, and sometimes they just are little guys like Cutiefly running around and getting near the apple trees, and then you running into them a lot. Either way though, if you keep at it, I believe you can find what you're looking for. In the main apple orchard on the Apple Hills, the Applin tend to blend easier during the day with the rest of the tree, which can make it difficult to hunt if you're staring at leaves for a long time. The leaf fatigue, shall we say. For this, I recommend taking advantage at nighttime to hunt for Applin and apple trees here because the lighting makes it so that the Applin models stand out a lot more during the nighttime, thanks to the lighting. I also recommend playing with your camera if you like a zoomed out sort of scope that can allow for easier identification of where Applin might be hiding. You can adjust the camera zoom by pushing in on the control stick on the right Joy-Con, and once again, whatever you choose to do, I hope you're able to find that treasure. Lastly, you might notice that your Dipplin might not have the super sweet syrup ability. My original shiny Dipplin had the gluttony ability. The Applin Kitakami can potentially have gluttony as the ability, or, you are able to still get a Dipplin with the super sweet syrup ability. Don't worry though, if you happen to have a gluttony on your Dipplin and you'd rather have super sweet syrup, you can easily change it by using an ability capsule. It's unfortunate that the ability capsules are a little difficult to get and quite expensive. You'll have to access them once you complete the game and everything, and you can get them as rare raid drops as well. That's at least how I was able to get a few, but you can also buy them from Chansey supply shops for a whopping 100,000 Pokedollars. So although ability capsules exist, I hope you can get it, or hope that you get your own little shiny Dipplin with the super sweet ability. But as this video has demonstrated, I hope that it's pretty straightforward and easy to get a shiny Applin in a number of ways, and ultimately, that's your ticket to getting your hands on a shiny Dipplin. I hope I was able to help in any way. Let me know if I missed anything important. Thanks so much for watching though, as always, and good luck out there. Have fun, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye!